What perfectly innocent search turned out to be porn?
Wasteland was a popular airsoft gear website in Norway back in my young days, and you would write wasteland.no. Wasteland.com is something completely different. And I would often write .com out of habit on my mother's laptop, lol.
When I was younger and too dumb to remember to bookmark sites, I would just go to them by searching them or typing the domain name in the address bar. One time, I tried going to GameFAQs and missed a letter. Which was how I learned that GamFAQs was a porn site.
Not a fully innocent search, but back in about 2004 my colleague was trying to convince me that Snoop Dogg did a porn film. This was before Google really censored and filtered searches, and when he googled Snoop Doggy Dog Porn, well, Google focused on the dog porn aspect of the search.
Late to this, but hopefully will make a few laugh. When I was in lower primary, about 7 or 8, me and another girl were doing a project. No idea what for, but we needed a picture of Prince Albert, so we Google searched an image, and we were using the one computer connected to the fanciest new whiteboard we had gotten in our classes at the time. So basically me and this girl exposed about 38-year-olds to a huge screen full of dick pics with piercings. Had to show the teacher that when you search Prince Albert it would come up again, cause she didn't believe me. Lol, I can still remember her face of regret. Edit, thanks for the awards guys, smiley face.
Blueberry cream pie.
Blonde cowgirl. I was looking for character art for a Western TTRPG. I facepalmed pretty hard.
I teach ESL, and when a student asks me what X word means, I sometimes use Google Images to show them, as opposed to just looking up the word. It helps them remember. I got asked what the word string meant by a class of 5th grade boys, and it seemed like an innocent enough word. The image results showed girls in string bikinis. It wasn't porn, but it was a bit racy for kids that aged and at that time of day and in that setting. I don't use Google Images for kids anymore.
School project when I was younger, had to do a PowerPoint on the seasons, so I typed in hot to Google Images. I learnt a lot that day.
When my family first got the internet like 20 years ago now, I remember we were just having fun looking stuff up, and my little brother wanted to look up his Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles toys and see what other ones they had. That seemed pretty simple to me, so I figured we'll just look up the company that made them and go from there. The company that made them was called Playmates.
Searched Google Images for pterodactyl, scrolled down, and was visually assaulted by a picture of a naked woman getting railed by a pterodactyl.
Showing my age, but whitehouse.com used to be porn. Found out when I was in Catholic school on the ONE computer in the library that had internet. I got in so much trouble at first, then everyone was really nice to me because they saw the simple mistake. It was a whirlwind of emotions. Like the school called my parents to tell them I got in trouble for looking at porn. This was before people generally had cell phones. So my dad was called at work, left work, but was pissed. Drove 40 minutes fucking pissed at me. In the meantime they figured out it was an honest accident. I still remember the daggers my dad was staring at me when he walked in. The principal pulled him aside and told him the situation. Best part was apparently to check to see if I was telling the truth or not. The principal and librarian took a blanket and made like a privacy fort over the computer. Both of them got under it and essentially looked at porn to confirm I was innocent.
Had one come up at work I had to look up very carefully. It is called the Dick System. It's hard to believe until you see it, but basically it's a maths resource for schools. I was crying with laughter at the website purely because the wording did not help its case. I'm surprised IT didn't phone me up to ask what I was doing. For those too scared to search, we called it multilink when I was at school. It's basically those clicky cubes used to teach counting/basic addition.
This makes me think of a post I read some years ago. This guy was filling out a test in school and had to list his ethnicity. He Google searched on Caucasian but misspelled Caucasian. Hilarious.
Back in the late 90s, I was giving a talk on the internet in dial-up tech to a few hundred people, and as a demo wanted to show whitehouse.gov, but by habit of typing .com after everything, went to the .com site, which ended up on a huge screen while I was facing the crowd, talking, waiting for the site to load on dial-up.
Back in the day when I used Hotmail, I accidentally typed Hotmail, nearly had a heart attack because I was 14 and on a public computer in the library.
Whitehouse.com got me in trouble in middle school whilst researching the president's cat's name for a school project in the computer lab at school, with sound on LOL.
I was a little young to realize I needed to specify sporting goods after dicks.
Socks. This was in the good old days before Microsoft fixed that Bing algorithm that was really good at finding porn. Edit. I mean the good old days of Bing porn, y'all. Not the good old days of search engines.
Virgin was booking a flight.
When I was in elementary school, we were to complete an assignment on a foreign land. I chose to do mine on the capital of Iraq, Baghdad. Being around 11 or 12 years old, I must have missed the H, and what I saw still haunts me to this day. On the bright side, I'll never forget how to spell Baghdad.
Somewhere between age 12 and 14. Searched up xxx.com because the new XXX movie starring Vin Diesel was coming out. To find websites back then, it was pretty normal just to type in name of the thing.com instead of using a search engine. Ended up overloading my parents' computer with porn viruses, and they had to take it in to get it wiped and reset.
Looking you, Misty Pokeball from Pokemon. First image was her giving birth to Pokeballs. Edit. No, I'm not giving links, sources, or sending it. I saw it when I was 13 and was fucking mortified on why anyone would draw such stuff. 17 years later, I had a hallmate who would kick my door in to show us gore furry trap porn. He had 3 TB of trap porn. I want to die. Edit 2. You people are sad sick fucks.
How to deal with hotness. Deep search led me to porn, just wanted to cool off.
Anything in the old LimeWire days. Disney? Porn. Metallica? Also porn. Except porn, that was Shrek.
When I wanted to find a picture of one of those no under 18 signs for a school project and searched 18+ pics.
I tried to look up the word brassiere because I didn't know how to spell it. Turns out I spelled it so wrong that it was closer to brazzers, and well, you could guess how that turned out.
Back in the day, I think the Google image search was for huevos rancheros, but if you accidentally spelled it wrong, the first image of the search results was a picture of a guy fucking a dog. Yes, really.
Manhole cover.
Polish stripper. Wanted to fix my floors.
I was just searching BBC, how to reduce friction.